movie is a lot of it kind of brings you into the mind of not just women, but like people's psychologically speaking, how their mouths are saying one thing, and then you're seeing their actions visually on the screen, how the actual event plays out. And so it's very intriguing how this movie does that the whole way through, and it commits, and it's really successfully done, in my opinion.
So good to see you too.
Good to see you.
It really is. What an amazing film. The only thing is we can't actually talk about it too much.
Frustrating.
Because so many twists.
No, sorry. I didn't realize.
But there's so many twists and turns, aren't there? So many. You think it's going one way, and then it's going another. But I do love both characters. I really do. And it's interesting because it was almost like going back to school, and your character wants to be with a cool girl.
It's true.
She does.
Well, Emily is like, this character is this, this thing that all, women are, well, maybe not all, but we're kind of like conditioned to aspire to be. She's beautiful, she's sophisticated, she's like kind of very dazzling, she has all this like sparkling dialogue, and Stephanie just like so desperately wants to be that. And there was a point when I was like, this is really sad. Like, oh my God, girl, get your life together. You're a grown woman, you have a son. Get your priorities straight. But I mean, I think there was something interesting about the idea that they're polar opposites in terms of how people see them, and they actually have a lot more in common than you realize.
I also love that both the women are so lonely and they're so underestimated. There's nothing I love more than someone that I know is just a killer being underestimated.
Yes.
It's just, I love being underestimated myself because it's this, better than being overestimated.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I really do. For me, watching it, but it made me think of those amazing films you used to get with great roles for women like Barbara Stanwyck and Bette Davis, when there was an amazing story. The story was so good. I mean, obviously, the performance.
Well, my favorite film of the women, George Cukor's The Women from 1939, and it's all women, and the whole thing is there's no men in it.
No, even the doggies? Yeah, the doggies.
Although, actually, I have seen that film possibly more times than any living human. I honestly might hold the record. And there is one newspaper, I believe that Peggy is reading, and there is a picture of a man on the back. But all the other artwork and stuff is all women. Wow. So that's a little trivia that you were all dying to know from
I love
me
things
today.
like that.
But have you ever internet dove into that? Like maybe it's a woman dressed as a man? That would be a cool Easter egg.
That would be a great Easter egg.
That would.
We should look. We should look and see if we can know who the man is.
I actually got into an argument about one of the lines in that film with our marketing director of this film, Tim, and I was like, I will bet you $100 that I'm right about this line and you are wrong. And the next time I showed up for screening, you had a $100 bill
Stop
for
it.
me.
Oh, that's so great.
Fantastic.
In your face.
And that's what attracted you both to this. The story, initially it's got to be that, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The characters were so great. I mean, there's lots of great twists and turns, but, we all like a good thriller. But what was fun in this film is that the characters were so over the top and delicious and juicy and fun.
And it's great to see roles like that for women. I think things have changed. We talk a lot about that, but things have changed dramatically, and it can't go back.
Yeah, because there used to be roles like this for women. I mean, look at all the films you're referencing, and then we sort of regress. So let's keep the forward momentum.
Yeah.
Things are definitely getting better for sure. They are. You two obviously got on really well. You've said that Anna's like your husband, a version of you, the female version of your husband.
I aspire to be.
I love the relationship you two have got, and especially on Twitter. It's really, really funny.
Thank you.
There was one thing I think you said, you were talking about your girls, and you said something, I'm fairly sure they're yours, which I just thought was...
that wasn't a joke.
But nobody else does that.
They don't? No one else cheats on their husband?
But nobody else has got that sort of funny, snarky, it's just a laugh, It's
You should take your relationship more seriously. For the public.
Don't, because it's actually very real, because that's what people are like.
Yeah,
Do you know
I don't know.
mean?
What we just I just really enjoy when people are ball busters. So it's just an extension of that.
Exactly. And of course, he's in a house of women. It's all girls, isn't it?
That's true.
It's all girls.
Yeah,
It's
hen house,
fantastic.
total hen house.
I think that's great. I think that's good for boys.
Yeah, I think so too.
I do. I absolutely do. And for you guys, you met on screen, didn't you? But have you worked together since that? Have you worked?
No, we haven't. I don't think we have. I mean, we've created human beings,
which is the best possible production in the world.
Yes.
That's absolutely right. But no, I'd love to see you.
I'm actually more proud of A Simple Favor.
Yeah,
I
think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Been my children.
That's the thing.
Where I was going with it.
I've met her children. They're nothing to write home about.
See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean with you two. You're so naughty, but it's good. It's very, very good. Your wee girl, you're friends with Taylor Swift, aren't you? And your wee girl's mentioned in one of her songs. Is that, or she's in one of her songs?
My sister, my child. I'm gonna be that parent. It's like, no, we're just sisters. I'm so young. I'm like holding on with my claws,
Don't call me
like
Mom.
Amy
Don't call me
Poehler
Mom. We're in
and
front
the
of
Mean
your
Girls.
friends.
My velour tracksuits. Yeah, my daughter is on a pop song.
That's so
like,
Is she really? I didn't know
yes,
that.
she is. I know. And
my
she's like,
gosh,
I
she's
told
so
you
much
I
better
wanted
than
to be a
me.
pop star, and like now my child has like superseded all of my life dreams.
That's fantastic.
At 3.
At 3 years old, she just says a wee word, doesn't she? At the
Yeah,
top?
but we didn't tell anyone, and then sort of like came out. We thought that no one would know.
But
How did it? I don't even know how people found out. Mostly probably because I was on the internet. Like, that's my daughter. That's my daughter. No, I
Well, you
knew
would
that.
be.
That sounds exactly like Blake Lively's daughter, doesn't it?
It's just that one word you could absolutely get. Well, you two get any time here to do anything exciting. Can you go shopping? Can you go like to see some plays? Can you go to museums, galleries, anything like that?
We're in such a nice area. I went for a stroll along the South Bank. That was lovely. I got some fish and chips because, of course, I have to.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And we've been eating scones all day.
We have been eating
so-
scones.
Have you?
Yeah.
Scones.
Yeah.
We are both
Scones. As
There's
everybody
been
says here, it's, like,
the big
very
debate is
serious.
scones versus scones, but we're American. If we said scones, we would get
Yeah.
hit in the
You
face.
can
Yeah,
say
exactly.
whatever you like.
No.
It doesn't matter.
But we're both jam and then cream girls, and that's
Right.
that's another point of
Well, see,
contention.
it depends because sometimes it's the other
No,
way
see,
around.
I kind of just mix them together like a tie dye.
Well, you
then you
started
can't get
you
in
started
trouble.
breaking them up and dipping them into the
I'm
little
American.
things of jam.
What do you expect?
You're a mess. You're a disgrace.
No, but Liberty, that's my favorite thing because I really like culture.
Yes, just go in,
to London
just go
and-
in there and do some shopping.
Oh my
That's the
gosh,
best
Liberty's
idea.
amazing. Have you been into Liberty?
Yeah, I
They have
mean-
blonde chocolate. Have you had that?
No, is it
I'll
good?
get
I
you a
haven't-
bar.
You have to.
It's no,
You're gonna
it's
hook me
honestly.
up, girl. I don't like.
tell you a funny
I don't
story.
really like flowers. I'm like maybe the only person on the planet that like somebody sends me flowers. I'm like, oh.
Well, then
these
you've
are
got to
just
cut
gonna
them and put them in
die.
a
It's a
zip
mess.
tape.
Just ungrateful.
But the flowers outside of Liberty always do
Are
make
they
me feel
nice?
very swish.
And we can't. Again, it's so frustrating because I want to talk to you so much about the movie and all the twists and the turns, and you think it's going one way and then
Yeah.
it's going another.
I'm actually glad there's a certain thing for my character that I'm actually glad I don't have to talk about in public. Brother?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I've been wanting to talk about that. No one's brought that
You
up.
want to talk about it? I don't want to talk about it.
And we're seeing A Star Is Born in Henry because he was in Crazy Rich
Oh,
Asians.
it's so exciting.
And he's starring in A Star Is Born.
And she's I mean, it's just
It's just like I'm gonna get release like rumors that'll like just up our
Yeah.
numbers. We were just
Yeah.
nominated for an Academy Award last night for A Simple
Excellent.
Favor.
Well
for the
done.
popular
The
film.
most popular film. We've already won it. They just handed it to us.
They'll probably just give it
which
to
is
you
great.
anyway.
Yeah,
so
it was
it's
really
fine.
great.
No, but it's good luck with the film.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you both here. A tonic,
you.
and an absolute tonic. Thank you.
tonic,
very
thank
much.
you.
A tonic.
What would you guys rate this movie?
I give this one like a solid 8.
Think so too.
Solid 8.
I will have to agree with all of y'all and give it an 8 as well. For a lot of people, they thought it was just gonna be some regular thriller, and
Yeah.
that, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, that's what you get in the trailer, but I think if you sit down and really analyze it, it's just a small glimpse into what the actual story was and how funny, how ridiculous. I laughed so much during this movie, and it was the comic reliefs in this movie was really on point. I have to,
timing.
yeah, like I have to give it to the director on this one. Like everything, the structuring, especially the points where they had to put comedy in it, I thought were amazing.
Yeah. Anna Kendrick's a comedy gold mine, dude.
Yeah.
That's,
When she's rapping
Yeah.
in the car,
Yeah.
that was great.
oh, yeah, when she was...
Cause she,
gonna give it to you.
yeah, yeah, because she basically reveals Emily's entire backstory, going back to her summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
She visits her mom,
Yeah.
who's crazy. Is that Samantha from Sex and the City? It looked like
It
her.
looked like her.
Yeah, it is.
How funny.
I'm Samantha. I have sex with everybody.
And she learns her real name, right? What was it? Mick something?
McLennan, right? McLennan?
It was McLennan.
Yeah, McLennan. Faith McLennan.
And
I thought
what's her Emily Blake Lively's reactions to when she finds out what Stephanie did, that she went, did all these digging and found out she was like, fucking brother fucker. Like, that's the insult every time. So the moral of the story is, don't tell people who you don't know that well, whether you consider them close or not. Maybe don't tell them like these like soul-crushing stories,
intense stories
that could ruin your whole life potentially. Because I felt like that was definitely, how do you say, Emily's was kind of manipulating to get her to open up, and then throughout the whole film she uses all this stuff she knows about her against her, and luckily
they kind of use each other perfectly. Like, it was a balance. Like, at first it was Emily using Stephanie, and then it became a whole flip around of Stephanie using Emily at the end there. So it was pretty dope. That's why I said it's kind of like a Fight Club ego thing. Like, it was a battle. So it was pretty dope. I love that. There was small stuff like that. Like, I can go for that, dude. It was pretty nice.
I was definitely intrigued by this. I will say again, the soundtrack was amazing. I went after this movie. I went and looked up the whole soundtrack, and I was like, "Whoa!" It was a good one.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it has some nice dance groove ones. Like like you said, like the clothing was very out there, like in this movie. And when she does like the little dancey one towards where she's changing in Emily's room, I think, with all that fancy clothing, dude. And then she goes through one of them, and then I guess what was she trying to do? Like, get rid of them or something? What was the whole purpose of that?
Well, because she was moving, essentially. She was moving, taking over the house, so she was going to get rid of all her stuff and put in her, her stuff. And when she comes back, the closet's completely the same, as if she didn't move anything.
She just had that much in there, like it was pretty nuts. I thought that was like a fun comedy element too, without really like saying much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does. This movie does do that pretty well too. Without saying something, sometimes comedy happened.
Yeah. The cinematography.
Yeah, you can't hate on that. That cinematography was so on fucking point. It was mind blowing.
I think they shot all this with the 8K.
The 8K.
Yeah.
Nice. Came out great. Super amazing.
Definitely. You guys want to do, here's some quick Swan facts?
Oh, yeah.
Swan facts.
All right, director Paul Feig had to convince Anna Kendrick to take on the complex role of Stephanie.
Wow. She didn't want to do it.
I think she was just, it's a lot to ask for of an actor to be so versatile, because you have to go back and forth, and you kind of have to find that stride, being funny and then serious when you need to, and she pulls it off perfectly.
Nice.
I think so. Kudos to Kendrick. Novelist Darcy Bell debuted with The Simple Favor, and was this book was so well received, the rights for the adaptation were bought up before the book was even published.
Okay. Just like Jurassic Park.
Most of the soundtrack consists of French songs from the 60s and various variations of those songs.
Yeah, it makes it feel more sophisticated, kind of.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that with the dapper kind of wardrobe.
Yeah, especially with clothing is more associated with France more than anything.
At CinemaCon 2018, Blake Lively actually demonstrated how to make a perfect martini during the panel for this film.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
I think she also did something with her IG where she deleted all her normal stuff and posted as Emily as a plug for the film.
That's dope.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Lively and director Paul Feig actually used their clout with Ralph Lauren in order to use multiple suits from their vault in the film.
That's cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's about it. Also, I loved how